That's one. That's one. All right. Lane Thomas, fine. Didn't give up too much to get him. You got your lid lifter, so to speak. That's not enough, though. I'm happy he's here. Slot him in there in right field. He mashes lefties. Awesome. Great. Had a little injury, came back. He's been playing well since. That's one. But unless he throws 93, can give me 6 innings on any given night, has got a maybe above average breaking ball, I'm going to need something else here from the Cleveland Guardians. I like that move they did yesterday. Buying low, little control, not too much money. A very Guardians type of move when you think about the trade yesterday for Lane Thomas. I need them to do the un-Guardians move sometime today before 6 o'clock. I can do that math right because it's 9 o'clock. There's 8 hours in a workday. They got 9 hours to go to get up to 6 o'clock and get this figured out on more trades for the Cleveland Guardians. We've seen steam start to pick up with some other teams. We've seen some of the moves, and I thought it was really interesting this morning to jump on ESPN from David Schoenfield, and he ran through the guys he thinks are going to get moved today, potentially not, and then more importantly, maybe the list he doesn't expect to get moved today. It all ties back to the Guardians on what moves they can make before the trade deadline. Do you need another one? Absolutely. And they took care of business last night against the Detroit Tigers, which is all that you ask. Like, I had a little fear when they scratched Flaherty. I'm like, oh, man, we struggle with the bullpen game. They did what they needed to do yesterday. Got a nice win. Get back after it today. Make that trade and get it moved. Speaking of guys that like to make trade, Andrew Barry speaking yesterday at the Greenbrier. Some interesting things on Amari Cooper, but Barry letting it be known how he feels about the stadium discussion. Was that a plant from the Browns general manager? We'll get to that. We got our bracket. We'll dive back into a little bit of the grid today. We got the morning update. We got a 2 for Tuesday right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. Happy to have you alongside. You can always follow on Twitter X at Matt Fontana Show. Drop a subscribe if you can on the YouTube channel. We're up on Twitch, and you can follow Instagram for any and all the clips at Matt Fontana Show. So big day today. And like, I have an excitement about what the Guardians are going to do today. There's no way that they're done. There is in no way that I think that they're done. And the move yesterday for Lane Thomas, does that suffice of like, I told you the Guardians going to make a move? Yeah, and that was a very Guardians type of move. What is he, 28? Team control for next year. He's not owed all that bunch of money. And he comes in knowing what? He mashes left-handed batting. He bats .326 on the year against lefties. For the Guardians, that would be the third best average. Stephen Kwan is batting .365 against lefties. Bro, Jose Ramirez in 94 games is batting .370
that's nuts.
against lefties. The problem is, you never faced lefties. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Jose is pretty much a left-handed batter now. We forget that he's a switch hitter when he goes over to the right side. So he comes in and, you know, I wouldn't even say a niche role. Like, he's an everyday player for you. Batting .253 overall. He's only got the 8 home runs. He had 28 last year. I know Antonetti spoke about that. You know, about the change and not having so many home runs. And yes, he steals a lot of bases, right? 28. Fantastic. The Guardians, I don't want to say lost their identity on stealing bases, but, I mean, you got to get guys on, too. So, like, I like that signing. It was a very Guardians type of signing, was it not, right? That you bring in a guy that is probably your everyday right fielder. You give up 3 guys that, you know, prospect rankings, and people talk about Alex Clemmie, he's only 19. Fontana, okay. The other guy, I can't even remember, not that Ramirez, the other one, whatever. Like, there were people that were saying, oh, you know, Clemmie's a top 20 prospect, but some people thought they didn't even give up 2 top 40 prospects. That's a low-level move. That's a low level, man. That's not a shot at Lane Thomas. That's not a shot at the guys they traded away. That's a good move. Does that suffice for you? Does that wet your whistle? You're walking the desert. You're dying. What was that Family Guy thing where they were walking and they find the pop machine and they go, no, it's RC Cola.
No, I haven't seen that.
What? I thought you were all about Family Guy.
I was. I must have not remember that. I'd seen.
It's like some Brian and Stewie are walking the desert. and they see a Mirage, and they think it's a vending machine. And they get all excited because they're parched, and they walk up and they go, no, it's an RC Cola machine. They thought it was like a Pepsi or something like that. Does that wet your whistle? Does Lane Thomas do it for you as a Guardians fan? For me, no. And I keep coming back to the starting pitching and knowing, and, we'll get to Schoenfield's tears here in a second, but like he doesn't think Garrett Crochet is going to get moved today. What a screw up by the Chicago White Sox. And what a screw up by Garrett Crochet. He completely torpedoed everything with this, I'm not pitching in the playoffs unless I get an extension and all that kind of crap. Dude, you want to just lowly waste away with the Chicago White Sox, who have now lost, 15 games in a row after they lost 14 straight earlier? I saw this yesterday. The Mets in, I think, 1972 set the MLB record for the most losses in a season. They went 40 on 120. White Sox are on pace for 122.
Nice.
122 losses. Is that not insane?
That's nuts.
You want to stick around there, man? All right, fine. Go ahead. So he's on that list now of most likely not getting moved. That hurts the Guardians because you would like Crochet to, again, I don't want to go to an AL team, but if he gets moved, then maybe that opens up for Jack Flaherty, who maybe is now the best starting list. And we're going to run through Schoenfield's list because he's got Flaherty on there. He's got some other starters. And is it attainable for the Guardians to go get somebody? But I want to start our 2 for Tuesday this morning. Do you expect the Guardians to make a big splash today? And it's kind of a 2-4 question on what we're asking. Because number one, we're asking, do you think they're going to make another move? Do you think that they have something coming down the pipe here over the next couple of hours to get to the deadline? That's number one. And then number two, you got to qualify, do you think it's going to be a big splash? And what do you qualify as a big splash? Like, sorry to Lane Thomas, that's not a big splash for me. It's a nice move, fine. That's all right. Not the big splash I'm looking for. And I'm going to ask the Guardians to dig a little bit deeper and get it done. So our first 2 for Tuesday has got really 2 areas of it. Do you expect the Guardians to make a big splash today before 6 o'clock? I'm going to hold out hope, and I'm going to say yes. All right? You can hear it when I say it, though. I don't know if I really buy it, man. Like, I'm trying to talk myself into it. As I see all the other trades that are going on, I get worried, and I just don't know if they're actually going to pay the price. And, again, what you gave up yesterday was peanuts. That was nothing, right? Are you willing to go and get somebody out of your top 10? Like, I Googled it. Sorry, I closed it, but here we go. I've got the Guardians' top prospect list from MLB.com. I am just going to give you the top 10, okay? Chase DeLauder, Kyle Manzardo, Jason Chourio, Ralphie Velasquez, Daniel Espino, Juan Brito, George Valera, Angel Martinez, who's now here, Joey Cantillo, and Angel Janao is down in high A. Would you trade any of those guys today, Ryan?
Yes.
Yes.
Every single one.
Really? Everyone? Why? Because one of those is not named Travis Bazzana? Where's Bazzana?
Like, I'm saying you got to get out like the right deal, but did you ask me that in terms of do I think any of them are untouchables?
That's the thing. Like, today, as you start the day.
Is that what you were asking me?
Are you willing to trade any of those guys?
Yeah.
I think the answer is yes, too.
Yeah.
Now, when you said any of those guys, I'm like, let me hold on there just a little bit.
To who? For Crochet?
If they called and they said, here's Garrett Crochet. Okay, so let's have that discussion for
How could you not?
What about the contract?
Fair.
I'm going to say I'm the White Sox. You're the Guardians for a second, okay? We're having Garrett Crochet discussions. You have got to factor in that he says he's not going to pitch in the playoffs. Now, I will give you my take on that real quick. I'd trade for him and say, well, that's fine. You're still going to pitch the rest of the regular season, right? And then come October, does he really have the balls to sit there and go, no?
That's what I said yesterday.
Does he really going to sit there and say, I'm not doing this? All right. They call. They want Jason Chourio. I always screw his last name up. I think that's Chourio, whatever it is. Churro. Like a churro? Like the dessert?
Yes.
Churro?
Correct.
Hot take, a little overrated.
Fair.
Places that have churros, I'm like, I'd rather have other things. I don't know. It's just me. They want him, Kyle Manzardo, and Angel Martinez.
For Garrett Crochet?
For Garrett Crochet.
Yes.
That's 3 of your top 10 prospects. That's a load going back there to the White Sox.
If
you're doing it.
If you can extend. Like,
you're doing it.
If you're not
That's not a party. You can't have that conversation right now. You can't do it. You have got to pull this trade off.
Then here's what I'll say,
knowing that that's what Garrett Crochet wants, and he still has arbitration years. Would you do that?
Here's what I'll say, Matt. You haven't won a World Series in what? We're coming up on
1948.
So
we're
it's
the
going to be
longest,
almost 80-something years.
The longest streak in baseball.
Would I rather take that chance to go win a World Series when it's obviously it's not in the clutch of your hand, but you are a legit World Series contender, and adding Crochet even boosts those odds higher? Yeah, because I'll take that with the chance to win a World Series over being mediocre for the next 20 years and not getting a single one.
I mean, that's the debate that what the White Sox have got to understand, too, or I guess not necessarily the White Sox, but us. The White Sox can still trade him and go, he's not our problem anymore. The only thing by Crochet coming out and doing what he did, that just torpedoes all of the leverage that the White Sox try to have in this. Garrett Crochet is the best pitcher available. That's undeniable at this point, right? We know that. But teams I would be calling, they normally would line up 3 top prospects and say, sure, if this contract was not, and that maybe lends towards helping the Guardians. Maybe instead of 2 of the top 10, or I'm sorry, instead of 3 of the top 10, maybe it's just 2. Maybe it's just a couple of these guys. But then you come back, let's call it for what it is, an organization that usually does not spend. So you're telling me you got to spend twice. You're paying twice because you got to trade for him and then also pay him with other guys that still need money out there. I think we'd be singing, and I say this a lot, you'd be singing a lot different tune if David Blitzer had just taken this team over already. If you had the money that he has that's supposed to be coming eventually, I don't know. I think we're having a different discussion today. That's not the world that we live in, though. And are you willing to do what they need to go get a splash and Garrett Crochet, as opposed to maybe a couple minor moves? And I tweeted this morning. We'll get to it. Cal Quantrill's on this list. Do you want him back? Here's the list. David Schoenfield this morning getting ready to go for the MLB trade deadline today. Tier 1, most likely to be traded, Jack Flaherty, right-handed pitcher, Tigers. We were supposed to see him last night. They scratched him. He will not be a Detroit Tiger by 6:01 tonight. That's not going to happen. Best fits, Guardians, Mets, Brewers, Braves, Padres, Dodgers, Yankees. Everybody should be in on Jack Flaherty. He is a free agent after this season. He's only on a 1-year, $14 million year. 7-5, sub-3 ERA, 133 strikeouts, just 19 walks. I'm looking at you, Tristan McKenzie. Like that's is that not like the polar opposite of that? And what does that also lend to? Length. You're not walking a lot of guys. You can get to 6 innings. But of all of that list that you saw, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
Oh, it's going to be hard. It's early poll, but we're pretty split.
All right. Well, that's a good question then. Do you think they're going to make a spot? So there's Jack Flaherty. Next up, Tanner Scott. Now, he's a reliever for the Miami Marlins and a lefty. Best fits, Guardians not on the list. Then we get to Tampa Bay, which has got about half of their team on this list. Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lowe, Pete Fairbanks, former Guardian, Sean Armstrong. Is that the same Sean Armstrong? Hang on. Stand by. Is that the same guy that you... It is. It is. Yeah, bring him on back. And then Colin Poche, a left-handed pitcher here.
Well, according to Bob Nightingale of USA Today.
Oh, we already got some here.
He says he believes this. He says this is an hour ago. He tweeted the Chicago White Sox believe that Garrett Crochet likely will be moved today, but Luis Robert Jr. will be staying. Okay,
so that actually is funny. Schoenfield's article this morning said both of those guys were going to stay. Again, options here plenty, and then there's Cal Quantrill from the Rockies. Under team control through next season. Best fits, Twins, Padres, Guardians, and Mets. And again, Quantrill, he's not a top-end rotation guy. You're not starting him in game 2 of a playoff game. But again, he's pitched here before. There's some, familiarity with it. We'll just trade back that catcher that I have no idea who he is or where he is, and we'll just give him back. That'll be fine. Can we do a do-over? Take it back? No take-backs? Can we do that? Cal Quantrill on the list. Might get traded. They're not getting Blake Snell. Tyler Anderson and the Angels. Kyle Finnegan, who I would like to have here, from the Nationals. Nestor Cortez.
Bruh. I don't know. That dude weirds me out.
Best fit.
That dude's a weirdo.
Padres, Brewers, Guardians. Well, you don't like the...
He's like the Draymond Green, I feel like, in the stance
He's
of...
like Johnny Cueto. Remember Johnny Cueto's
no, I mean,
weird
like,
ass?
in terms of, like, when he's on your team, you love him, but when he's not on your team, you absolutely hate him.
Dude, I hate him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hate him. He's up there. He's like...
He's so weird.
He's so weird. But he's going to get moved because the Yankees have 6 guys that are in the rotation. The thing is, Cortez, his last 5 starts, 7.2 ERA.
Just go get Garrett.
Not really my guy. Ryan Mountcastle, the Orioles, which could be interesting again that they're selling. What?
I just want Garrett.
Least likely to be traded from this morning,
Our team would
Garrett Crochet.
I just don't get it. When your team is this good and you have that glaring of a hole, just go get him.
It's never that easy, man. Here's what Schoenfield said this morning, which again is this morning, things can change. And he said, given the low return that the White Sox got for Eric Fetty, Kepik, and Tommy Pham on that 3-team trade, and Crochet is in essence tanked his trade value. He says, don't rule out teams like the Dodgers or the Braves. Excuse me. And the Braves are already making moves, too. Somebody really going to come over and just knock him out. What about Tariq Skubal? Schoenfield says least likely to be traded. And again, I should qualify this. It's not like he's saying they're not going to be traded. He just said least likely. Now, again, Bob Nightingale an hour ago, maybe Crochet is available. Everybody's got a price, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a price. The other thing, because now you got my wheels turning on this Crochet thing, man.
Dude, it's like...
Do you know the boost that would give to this team?
Yes.
Do you know what that would do for this fan base, for this team?
If you could roll out, for the first 3 games, if you could roll out Crochet, Bieber, or not Bieber, Bybee, and Gavin Williams.
Do you want a hot take
and
on
Gavin Williams.
What about Ben Lively?
Yeah, that's fine. Then, yeah, honestly, you're probably right. Ben Lively would be that third.
No, but here's the thing. This is something the Guardians...
If Ben Lively keeps playing like this, and you can roll out those 4, you were legit World Series contenders.
This sounds crazy. You still need to start Tanner Bybee in game 1.
Yeah,
because there's a status thing there. And that's like, again, you got to do the moves that make a lot of sense for the team, but there's still like he's deserved that spot. Like he's the ace of this staff. You don't want some new guy coming in. The other thing, should the Crochet thing factor in? I'm just going to say this, and I don't mean this guy. I've never met Garrett Crochet a day in my life. He's coming off like an a-hole, right? He's coming off with these demands. Now, again, I'm not against a player fighting for their money. In football and basketball and hockey, whatever. You fight for your money. That's fine. Nobody's got you but you. But, like, how does that play with a team like the Guardians that seem to be so kind of together? That guy keeps waving. How's it going? I don't know. This guy keeps walking by and waving. How's it going? It's not Ken. It's not anybody from Big Play. I don't know who it is. Anyway, is that Rick, our new sales guy? Maybe? I don't know. I've never met him. So anyway, sorry. This is Rick. You have this team. You have this chemistry, right, that you have built. How does that play if Chris Antonetti walks into that clubhouse tonight at Comerica Park and he sits everybody down and he goes, guys, we did it. We got Garrett Crochet. He's going to be here tonight. And he comes walking in. Though every single player in that clubhouse knows about Garrett Crochet and what he has said. Would he not walk in there and everybody look at him and go, you going to change your attitude? You going to change your tune here? Or am I overrated? Tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
From one standpoint, like I get it. Like, yeah, he is coming off a little bit.
I'd sit there and go, what are you doing, man?
But then at the same time, it's one pitch. You can blow your elbow out. But in terms of, I mean, that attitude has been growing upon him while he's been in that White Sox culture and
That's
White
a
Sox locker room.
damn good
When you
point,
come over
man.
to the Guardians now, I mean, you're going from the worst team in baseball, and it's not even close, to a culture that has clearly, with the rookie manager, a player's guy, that has exceeded all expectations to this point. Now you have a part to be something special. I think that can change
That's
your
a great
attitude.
point. That's a great point. And we have to leave that open for an attitude adjustment. Wasn't there a wrestler that did the attitude adjustment?
Dude, I'm the wrong guy.
Wrong
for
guy.
this one.
SummerSlam's coming, man. What do you mean? Was that
Make the trade. Make the trade.
Was that John Cena? John Cena. John Cena did the attitude adjustment. So there you go. I think they're going to make a trade.
If
We'll cast your vote. Do you think they make a splash today? Not just making a show again. You first have to believe they're going to make a trade. Do you think that trade's going to make a splash?
does Flaherty count as a splash?
Yeah, I would say yeah. Yeah,
Sure,
I
I'll
would.
say yes.
Okay, I went yes too.
If it's Crochet,
And-
will you shave your beard live tomorrow?
I'm on that. I ain't running from that.
All right.
If tomorrow's the day, then so. Well, again, they would do it sometime tonight.
Right.
If that's what it is, that's what it is.
All right.
All good. We're going to need some equipment up in here to do it,
We'll figure it out.
but I'm in. And I think it's also about the Guardians sending the message. Like, again, Lane Thomas was a nice little piece of move there. Did you hear Jose Ramirez after I got this from Zach Meisel? Did you see Jose?
Yeah.
They go, what do you think of Lane Thomas? And he goes, who? Basically, oh, who's he play for? And they go, the Nationals. Oh, yeah, good player.
Okay. Good player.
Okay, good player. Good player. Yeah. What do they know, right? Now, you say, hey, man, here comes Flaherty. Here comes Garrett Crochet. Everybody in that clubhouse goes, all right, we see what you do. The other thing about the prospects, I will hammer this home because we're going to get to this in Time Hop coming up in a little bit. Dude, these prospects, man. Like, and again, I don't mean to crap on them.
They're Chris Cincinnati is a hoarder.
He's a prospect hoarder.
He
Oh,
is.
wow, man.
He is. You can't let him go.
But like, that is the lifeblood of your baseball team. It's like draft picks for NFL GMs. That is their way to tangibly say, I'm good at my job. Prospects in baseball are the way Chris Antonetti can say, I'm good at what I do. I make trades. I fleece other teams. And I've said this, and I'm going to say it today because I think it's vitally important. Chris Antonetti, and to a point, Mike Chernoff, and even when Mark Shapiro was here, they knocked it out of the park. Sorry. I'm sorry. The disgust on Ryan's face. They won so many trades. They did so many good moves. They can screw one up. It's fine. And a screw up being get somebody here for the short term, right? And I ask this tangibly. Who is the last prospect that they let go that you sit there and you go, you screwed that one up? Maybe Yandy Diaz, right?
yeah, I guess.
Right?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, guy won a batting title.
Yeah,
That's pretty damn good. Okay,
Yeah.
so like that's what I'm saying. Of anybody else that they let go or released or traded away, the one that should be is Francisco Mejia. Remember when they were just holding on to him for a king's ransom?
Yeah.
And eventually they made that move for Brad Hand? They have just won over and over and over again. Guys, you can lose one. You're allowed to make a trade that doesn't give me everything else because you have built the cachet. You have built it up. You guys aren't going anywhere. Talking about Antonetti and Chernoff. You guys are going to be the future of the Cleveland Guardians for a long time. Go make a trade, and you want to know what? Go lose the damn trade. I don't care. And I promise you, at least for me, in 3 years, if Ralphie Velasquez is one of the best players in baseball, but they used him to go get me Jack Flaherty or Garrett Crochet, I'm not going to complain. I'm just not going to do it because it'll mean something in the now. And even if, and this is where I think people, it's not so black and white. Like, let's say they make that trade, and I'm just going to say Ralphie Velasquez because I like his name. Ralphie Velasquez becomes a star, and you trade for Jack Flaherty, and he pulls a Andrew Bogut. He tears something out. He pitches one inning for you, and it's never the same. I'm still not going to complain because you did it. You did it. You tried to go for it. I'm fine with that. How many years have we had trades that you just wave that white flag and you go, you know what? This ain't it. This ain't the year for us. I don't want to do that. I'm on the other side. I want to be on the other side. I want to be like the Braves. Man, Jorge Soler's coming back. Oh, my God, we were able to get this guy. I want to be on the other side. I'm FOMOing. I'm Squidward looking down on SpongeBob and Patrick. Everybody else is having fun making trades. I want to do it. That's a shot at Lane Thomas. Okay, Lane Thomas, a fine move. Everybody else out there having fun. I want to get in the action.
Me too.
I want to get in the action.
Me too.
I want to walk up to the table. We got our team event at Northfield Park tomorrow. I know they don't have tables, but I want to walk down. I'm going to slide some chips on that table. Let's throw some dice here. Let's throw it. I don't really play craps, though. You know how to play craps?
Yeah.
Do you?
I don't play it, though.
I don't know how to play craps. Blackjack roulette's pretty much where I'm at. I could do poker, but I don't like playing against other people. I'd rather just play the house. I'd rather just play the dealer, you know? I did pick up a new roulette strategy. That's a lot of fun. You just do all side bets down the side. Or they call it street bets. You do those down the side. Then you put a little bit on the end. You're basically 70% covering the table, and you'll get your return on it. That's how you build up your little bankroll before you start playing on the inside.
Okay. Good to know.
If we have, they have virtual, we have our team event tomorrow night with everybody at Big Play. It's gonna be a lot of fun, but it's at Northfield Park, and I know they only have like virtual. I just don't know if they have virtual blackjack and like virtual roulette and stuff. I know it's a lot of slots, but tomorrow I'll give you my little strategy tomorrow. I'm ready to sit down at the table, slide some chips out there if I'm the Cleveland Guardians to try to get it done. All right, Ryan's on the Twitter this morning. We'll have to see if anything else is coming out as we start to get rolling here. Up till 6 o'clock Eastern tonight for the Guardians to make a move. Quick comment on last night's game. Hey, man, good job. They scratched Flaherty. They didn't want to win that game. Bybee was fine. 6 innings, only 2 runs, which is great. Missed my strikeouts. They did void my bet, though, which was great. I had the parlay for Flaherty, Bybee 5+. Angel Martinez got the hit. Guardians minus a 1.5. Smoked it. Because I thought they were going to cash me. I thought they were going to lose me because Bybee only got 2, but they voided me. So well done. So we're back in action tonight. We'll get our plays. Obviously, you got to go big Guardians tonight, man. They got to have some, especially again that little momentum getting back out there. But great game. Good to see for Bo Naylor, dude. Jose Ramirez, man.
Yeah. Whew.
Bell now tied for the home runs. 25th multi-home run game in Guardians history. That is third most for him as he continues to climb up that list. I know the MVP is gone, and I feel pretty confident in saying that Jose Ramirez will never win an MVP, which sucks. But he's just such a special player. He's so good. We won. I'm not going to complain. What's wrong with Steven Kwan?
Nah, you can't say that.
Dude.
You can't say that.
Dude.
You can't say that.
He's dropped 50 points.
It happens. When you're batting 400, it's going to happen.
Dude. 0 for 5.
Just wait. Just wait.
Okay. And you want to know what? What worked? Sitting Josh Naylor for a couple of days. Look at him come back yesterday and had a nice game. I think we need to sit Kwan. I think we need for his own good, for our own good. Something's wrong. Now, the same thing. You could go to the basketball adage of a shooter. You keep shooting, right? You are good. You are an elite hitter. Steven Kwan is an elite hitter. So you keep putting him out there and saying you eventually have to figure this out. That's one tack. The other one is, hey, man, you got to sit down for a couple of days. Again, they won. I'm not sitting here to rain on anybody's parade. But that was one I was like, ew. But great win. Well done. Take care of business tonight, and we'll get to it. Flip it over to the Guardians the Browns. It'd be weird if the Guardians were at the Greenbrier. The Browns are out of the Greenbrier. Got a chance to talk to Andrew Berry yesterday. And I don't expect anything about, he always gives the line. We'll hear from him on Amari Cooper, and he always says, I don't talk about conversations, things like that. But you know me, Ryan. He dropped a nugget. He dropped a nugget yesterday. First thing up from AB. Here, I want to find it here for you. I don't want to throw you a curveball. Do you expect to restructure some players? Now, what have I been saying all offseason? And by the way, Jack Duffin's going to join us on Friday from the OBR. Capologist is going to be on Friday. I have ridden this horse into the ground that I didn't think they were going to restructure Deshaun Watson. And so far, I look pretty good on that. I am leaving the door open. You still have some time. But here's Andrew Berry. Do you expect to restructure any other players as we get towards the season? Audio courtesy of the Browns.
Every year is unique, Daryl. Without necessarily tipping our hand, we may or may not. But we do always try and operate with a multi-year time horizon and try and get ahead of as many issues as we can.
That you would think is him leaning yes when he goes, we like to get ahead of issues and we like to think multi-years ahead. When he stumbled and said, we could, we may not. They're not. I'm reading into that. I'm sorry. I'm going to tip that. I'm going to rip that apart from AB. Because what is the best multi-year horizon look for the Cleveland Browns? Getting your flexibility back. Getting your flexibility back. And I'm not going to play that clip and go on my victory lap here and pat myself on the back to say I told you they weren't going to do it. But I think that's the smart thing to do for the Cleveland Browns. It really is. And again, the multi-year thing, you would instantly believe, oh no, that is restructuring because you keep freeing up money and you keep being able to play the game. You don't need to free any more up this year. Because, and I didn't clip it because all he basically said was no. There was a question later in there, do you need to restructure to free up cap space for this year? And he basically said no. The team has said, deals are done. We're good. So when you factor all of that in, it all points towards one thing, and that's not restructuring Deshaun Watson, which I think is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And, the door is very much open for Watson to be the guy and get another extension, and you kind of move forward there. But I'm sorry, I'm going to take that from AB basically saying that's the nail in the coffin. They're not doing it. That's the right thing. I really think it's the right thing to do for the Browns. Now let's get to the Cooper contract question. Daniel Ofoyesi asked him, and AB, he's a wizard, man. He knows what he's doing up there. Question was thoughts on the restructure you got with Amari Cooper. Audio courtesy of the Browns. Here's Andrew Berry.
Obviously, I have the policy. I don't talk about contracts. I don't talk about discussions that we've had with individual players. I think everybody here understands what Amari has meant to this organization and our affinity for him. He's an excellent player, outstanding human being. He's a really good professional. And one of the things that's interesting with Amari, assuming normal health, he has a chance to get to 10,000 yards this year, and he's probably about a year and a half away from having his. If you look over the course of his career, spending the most time with the Browns relative to other organizations. So all of those things are important to us. He's been a big part of our success last year, and we were glad we were able to resolve the situation.
Doesn't that sound like they want to sign him to a long-term deal? When you start, I'm going to call it for blowing smoke. When he goes, oh, man, he has a chance to do this, and he has a chance to do this with the Browns and be here, and he means this and means all that. There's two schools of thought. Either A, you're pumping him up because you're like, no, man, we want him around. Or B, you're pumping him up because then you go, we appreciate what you did, but we'll see you later. You know what I mean? Like, he's either out there trying to soften the blow of eventually not having Amari Cooper here, or he's pumping him up because they actually do really want him here.
Yeah, it was interesting. He said assuming full health.
I mean, he's battled injuries a couple of years. And again, over the age of 30, which I know we talk about ad nauseum or whatever. And the thing is, he fought through all those. Those are the things that I think is also a great mark of where the Cleveland Browns are at, right? I know you're a little younger, so you don't really remember the era. Bro, there were so many guys that came to this team to steal money. I want to turn them over to the IRS and the FBI and say that they were laundering money and stealing money because they came here to do jack squat nothing. They were at the end of their careers getting one last fat paycheck from Mike Holmgren and crew to do nothing here. That was dark times. And I know 1 in 31 sucked, but even the prior generation of that, man, they were just it was bad. It was really bad. You flip it over to a guy like Amari Cooper that could just rest on his laurels, that could have even just said, you know what, I'm going to just take this money and ride it out. No, he played through injury last year. He was one of our best players fighting through that. We're not there at the anymore. That's one of my favorite things about this team. I don't look at this roster for a second and think there's anybody on this roster dogging it, or just collecting a paycheck, or just here to steal money from the Browns. Thank God. And it wasn't easy to flip that, and it's been years of doing that. But we're not there anymore. We're not there anymore of just trying to win a day in the offseason of, we signed this guy that's a former All-Pro and all that, and we all look at him and go, yeah, he's 33 years old. He's not been good in 5 years, but yeah, sure, come on in. Here's the contract. Come on in. We're not there anymore. We're not. And Amari is going to earn that too on what he does this season. How do you think it still plays out? So we talked a lot when they restructure that it was interesting that they just didn't give him the full extension. Right. And the day that they got the restructure done, I was floored. I was legitimately floored that there were not years added on. And again, I give Amari Cooper credit for that, because if I was Amari Cooper, I wouldn't even, dude, I'm not even starting the car. I'm not even picking the phone up unless you're talking about multiple years here. I was wrong. And their agent got it done. Now, where do you think we sit? So we're a little bit after the restructure. We've heard from Cooper, who said, I'm very happy to be here and happy the restructure worked out. We've now heard from Andrew Berry. Change your tune and all.
Well, no, but like, correct me if I'm wrong. The $5 million extra raise that he's getting, that's all in incentives, right?
And I haven't seen anything on what those touchdowns, yardage, play time. I don't know what they are. I haven't seen those. I would assume that it's easy.
Is it wrong to say it's super hingent on? I know you already extended Judy, but if Judy comes out next year and plays really, really well, then they're going to feel the need not to pay Amari Cooper another $26 million.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'll leave this to you because I thought about it as our second two. We always like to do fun on the second one, but sometimes they're both sports. I thought about it. Now that you've heard from Andrew Berry, now that we're a week removed from Amari speaking or signing the deal, do you feel like he'll be here in 2025? Do you feel like he's going to be here beyond this year? Yes or no? I just, a quick straw, because I think we asked that question when he first did the sign. Has anything changed for you? Because I would tell you, hearing that from AB, it sounds like he's greasing the wheels for it. Now, Andrew Berry's a wordsmith, and he knows what he's saying, and he's very calculated in what he's saying. I think that's him trying to send a message to Amari to say, hey, we'd like to get something done with you. We'd like to make it work. Now, you talk about it being contingent on Jerry Jeudy. I think it's a little contingent on Deshaun Watson, right? Because after this season, you're either extending Watson or you're cutting him. There is no third direction on that. You're either extending him and getting him more money to spread that out, or you're getting rid of him and taking a giant cap hit. Both have impacts on Amari Cooper. Because if you got to bite the bullet on the rest of the money or a big chunk of the money still from Watson, I don't think you're re-signing Amari Cooper. You spread the money out with Watson, you keep him here. I think Amari Cooper's a Cleveland Brown for a couple more years. So it's contingent on a lot of things.
Well, couldn't you also see, though, a possibility being if the opposite? Because if Amari Cooper plays next year and he's still really good, but the clear issue is still a Deshaun Watson issue, don't you think he'd rather go somewhere else? Because he'll be a free agent that has their quarterback figured out where you can go contend for a ring. Because I got to imagine if you have to exit this Deshaun plan after next year, I mean, what are you doing at quarterback? You're probably not competing for another 2-3 years.
Yeah, but then there comes back to Amari Cooper.
But a team...
He's got some pull. They like him. He fits in this offense. Like that stuff, even as, any career that you have, finding the right place for you. Finding the place that is really meant for you, where people value what you do, they appreciate what you do, you become a part of the infrastructure of what's going on. That's Amari Cooper. And I'm not saying you can't buy that, but you know what I'm saying?
But everybody's not Joe Thomas.
No, I understand that. But I'm just saying, I guess it would probably say it'd mean a little bit more for Amari to do it here, and it means a little bit more for the Browns when it comes to Amari Cooper. Now, they got to play hardball where you're right. I think another big one that we haven't mentioned is Cedric Tillman. If Cedric Tillman shows up and shows to be a viable option, then that changes some things too.
Yeah, I don't got much faith in that.
Do you think Barry was just trying to blow in some smoke there? You think he's blowing a little bit of smoke?
I don't know if he was blowing anything. I just think he was just, I don't know, saying.
Just waxing?
Yeah.
A little waxing poetic there. I think it's interesting to whenever he talks about Amari Cooper, it's always, and again, I think that's probably what any general manager, they speak pretty glowing. I don't know, man. There's some GMs out there, you're like, why are you talking so much crap about your own guy? Dude, can you believe some of this crap coming out from Dallas?
Yeah, man.
So, I don't know if you caught this. I played it last night on ESPN. Stephen Jones, who's Jerry Jones' son, he's like some EVP with the Dallas Cowboys. He tried to make a pitch that Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs, and CeeDee Lamb should take a pay cut because they live in Texas and there's no state income tax. He said that. And I go, what are you doing? The Brown family with the Bengals. Dude, where's Jamar Chase been?
They're a joke. They do nothing all offseason, and
Seriously?
now you have contract issues with your best 3 players, and then you're gonna go say something like that. That makes you like that is just another. Browns used to be there. They used to say stupid stuff about their players.
That's what I'm
shoot
saying.
them in the foot.
So that's where I guess I mean, again, you got to appreciate him, Andrew Barry, for a lot of things. But it's just like, wait, what are you saying about your own guy?
Because these guys who've been in the NFL for 20, 30 years longer, in Jerry Jones's case, they feel like they are more. I mean, they are more powerful.
Right? Yeah,
they're more powerful, sure, but you can't act like that. You got to put these players on the same level you are.
Right, and they believe they're bigger and more powerful than anything. So what they say goes. But yeah, you hear GMs that just say weird things about their own players, which is crazy. Well, Andrew Barry said a weird thing yesterday. You ever see that video that's always viral, like say the weird thing?
No.
You never seen that on Instagram?
No.
It's like an intro. It's like the same thing the chick goes, tell me you sound better than this.
No.
And I know a sound all men love. And then usually people cut to it. They're like, wrong. And it's like a 2-stroke dirt bike.
I'm not familiar.
What? You haven't seen that?
No.
Some lady sitting there looking in the mirror.
I get the joke. It sounds funny.
And she goes, say the weird thing. And then somebody will cut to something else. So Andrew Barry maybe is a part of that. Maybe we need to get that cut up and put on our Instagram. Because I think he said a weird thing yesterday. They asked him about the stadium. Now, this is a long cut, and I didn't want to cut it because I want people to get the full context of what Andrew Barry is saying. The question was asked, we talked to the Haslam's the other day, and they spoke at length about the stadium. Andrew Barry, your GM, what do you think about the stadium situation? Audio courtesy of the Browns.
From a football standpoint, any solution is like we're a yes, like two thumbs up, because any solution where we're improving our home environment, where we're improving the fan experience, like that's going to be great for us regardless of we're outdoors and indoors. I know ownership, Dave Jenkins, our local politicians are hard at work on a solution. If you're asking my opinion personally, I personally think that we are like paying these guys to be athletes as opposed to gladiators. So I'd prefer like the dome solution. I'd prefer to be indoors. I think that's better for the team. And I also think being in the Midwest, with the elements and everything, it's better for our fans as well. It creates a better fan experience late in the year when we're making those playoff pushes. But I do want to emphasize, any solution is a good solution. We're happy whether it's a renovation, a build, whatever, because it just means that our home environment is that much more of a home field advantage here.
All right. Was that a company line? Was that something that they have planted this for players and maybe even, that's like borderline conspiracy theory. Hit it. That they're sitting in meetings and they're telling everybody, hey, if anybody asks you about the stadium, push the dome.
Yeah.
Push the dome. Here's where I don't buy that necessarily. When you get too many people involved in a conspiracy theory, those are all leaks. Those are all potentials that somebody's going to spoil something, right? So I'm not, but again, if you were going to tell a select group of people to push that narrative, Andrew Barry's probably on that list. Now, he started with, and I'm saying this with the utmost respect, because I have the utmost respect for Andrew Barry. He started with a little bit of word vomit there, where he's just like, oh, we're trying hard, and they're working hard, and any solution's a good solution. But then when he goes, personally, can I give you a cop-out of what I think as somebody that wants to stay them downtown? I don't want them going to Brook Park, so I have a bias in this whole thing. I will admit my bias to you, and here's why I don't know if I'm buying everything Andrew Barry said. He's a GM. Of course he likes domes. He hates the elements. He hates them. Because what does he like? His guys looking fast, and his guys playing on turf. It's because he's a talent evaluator. That's why do you think they don't do the combine outside, Ryan? Because they don't want the elements. They don't want outside factors impacting their evaluation. If you ask probably every single general manager or any scout, anybody whose job is contingent on finding players who are good at what they do, they want to play in a dome. Because that's one less factor that they have to go in on their evaluation. We watched this guy, he rushed for 300 yards, but it was snowing and it was -4 degrees outside. Okay, how does that factor in? They don't want that. Just me. I don't know. I got a little for him there. I thought you were buying what I'm selling over there a little bit.
Yeah, this is interesting. I feel like that was very rehearsed. We want to treat these. We're paying them like athletes, not gladiators.
Right.
I thought that was a very
because that's the one thing that got me when he goes. It's because he evaluates these guys. He doesn't want to play out in the rain.
I don't know. I'll take some gladiators on my team personally. But
did you say they're remaking Gladiator? By the way, why? I don't know.
It's a new one. It's not a remake.
Oh, it's a brand new one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Great. Is it Pedro Pascal?
Yes,
doing that.
And Denzel Washington.
I do like Pedro Pascal.
I'm just saying
like
you can't tell me.
I like Denzel
that
Ward over
there's
Denzel
no-
Washington, but
You can't tell me there's no factor in it being outside and cold. Like, I don't think our defense nearly in the back half at home.
Yeah.
Right. What was the issue? Is they were amazing at home, but they were pedestrian on the road.
Right. But those games were played in domes on the road, too. Like,
that's my point.
You know, and
I'm just saying there's a factor to it that I don't think you can deny fully, that the Browns played better defense at home because they were in their elements.
I don't even know how much I care about that. You know, I have a lot of some of my fondest memories literally are going to games in December. I'm in coveralls. You gear up to go to the games, right? And you sit out there in the cold, and there's an element of that being a part of Cleveland Browns fandom, right?
I'm saying our worst defensive game last year, we were in a dome.
Then you start talking about what the players want. Every player would rather be in climate controlled, so they don't have to sit there in a tent on the sidelines and freeze their asses off. I get all of it. And what Barry was talking about, I think, is truly the company line, where they sit there and they say, this is fan-driven. What did Jimmy and D Haslam say? 90% of our decision-making is what's best for the fans. Well, of course, what's best for the fans, that they can wear their parka into the stadium and take it off, and they're just in a jersey, and it's a nice, balmy 73 degrees inside the stadium. That's nice and easy. I get it. I just am all about location. I don't care about the dome. I just don't want them leaving the city of Cleveland. So I heard what Barry said. We all did, obviously. That's why I wanted to play it. And I think that was truthfully a personal, like, just how he feels about it. But he's also a powerful figure within the Cleveland Browns organization. The other side of things, again, my bias in wanting to stay in the downtown, Andrew Barry has zero involvement in this decision. This has nothing to... He mentioned Dave Jenkins. For those that don't know who Dave Jenkins is, he's basically the money guy for the Cleveland Browns. He's a very smart guy. He's a great guy. I've met him many a times. He is on that side of things, heading this up with the Haslams, with J.W. Johnson, with, I'm sure, a lot of important people. Andrew Barry factors in that decision 0.0%. Yeah, 0%. And I think the Browns do factor in the play on the field and all that. What will drive this is money. It will always be that. And it's what money they will get from the city of Cleveland to stay. It's what money they will have to future allocate. Because also, the more I think about it, it is going to be hard to say just renovate that stadium, because you're going to have to do it again in 10 years. You're going to have to do some change again in 15 years. The ideal scenario that we all want is unattainable. You demo where they're at right now. You build a brand spanking new stadium there, and they have to go play somewhere else. Can't do it. Can't do it. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And maybe Brook Park is your way out. I don't know. But for people that wanted to jump on the Barry furthering the company narrative, I don't have much to dispute that. Again, as somebody that doesn't want Brook Park, I'm going to sit here and try to pick apart why, that was just AB and he's a talent evaluator and that's really just what he wants. I think it is undeniable that the stance continuing to come out from the Browns is you better get your ass ready to go down 71-480 and get ready to go for some games out there in Brook Park.
Yeah, I don't think it's really necessarily even an argument at this point of what would they prefer. I mean, you literally just had Andrew Barry come out. I mean, obviously they want a dome. They want a dome. They want to go to Brook Park. Yeah. Or they want a dome, but I don't know if they will, right? Because they're saying they're going to go, but are they going to get the money from Cleveland? It's not a debate what they want to do. We know their preference, even though, remember, like a couple months ago, Haslam said, we don't have a preference. Yeah, you do.
No, they do. And the thing is, no matter what you do, there will be concessions. There is no perfect answer that everybody is having. No matter what you do, you're going to have to eat something. Whether it's downtown and eating that you're not going to get all these other events or that, or going to Brook Park and having to cut a massive freaking check.
No, I don't care about a dome.
I don't even care about the dome anymore either. And that's kind of my thing, is like I try to find the reasons, and I guess maybe I'd love to be in this situation one time in my life. Bro, could you imagine cutting that check to go to Brook Park? $3.5 billion. I get it. They don't have to pay all of that. But like,
I personally, and I understand, listen, I'm not taking kids to these games. I'm not, an elderly person. I love going to the games and I'm freezing. And
that's what I'm saying. I like that too.
And I see my breath.
I like that too.
I like it.
I do
and
too.
I know, listen, this is a super minute example, and this doesn't factor into them probably because it's all about money. But like, just for instance, last year, right? If the situation worked out where we ended up, I guess the Ravens were the number one seed. That does work out. But let's just say next season, right?
Yeah.
You're in the AFC North. You're not the number one seed. Okay, the Dolphins come to town. Imagine the chances go up. Of
They can
beating
do
them.
whatever they want to in South Florida. They're not recreating snow and rain down there.
That's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Or vice versa, you bring them into a dome. I'm just saying. I know it's a very minute example and very specific, but it remains the same.
And the same thing, it's more about if you win. I think a lot of people, they call, the old heads about going out of the stadium and sitting out in the elements and that kind of stuff. I get it, and I'm with you. I'm on the same side as you. I like doing that kind of stuff. Is that should be a driving factor for the Browns and what they do? No. And what did Andrew Barry say, right? The fan experience. Well, I know that the fan experience is better when you go to a dome. It's easier. It's more comfortable.
I don't care, dude. No, I
Yeah,
hate
but there are
that.
people that do. And that's...
Go to a Cavs or Guardians game then, if you want to be warm.
Well, I mean, again, the Haslams, I'd love to sit down and talk with Jimmy about this. And the truthful answer that I would ask them is, do you actually believe you're going to get all these events that you say you're going to? Like, do you really think, deep down to your core, that you're getting all the things that you think? I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. But that's got to be, and I'm sure they've had high-level conversations with a lot of people to factor that in. Are we going to get this? Are we going to get that? And also, you do, the other thing, too, that people always complain about, that stadium only gets used 8 times a year. What do you care?
Yeah.
What do you care? Why? Why does that bother you so much? You get SummerSlam. Great. If you're a wrestling fan, awesome. What else could you really get? Are there, and I'm not trying to be a jerk about this, are there serious events that you are just clamoring to have that you keep missing out for? What would you say? Super Bowl. I'm sorry to tell you, I still don't think you're getting one. You have got to remember on the Super Bowl, it's the biggest event for the NFL. People descend on a city from all across the country. It is basically the giant convention for the NFL. They want to be in South Beach. They want to be in Arizona. They want to be in Vegas. They don't want to come to Cleveland. They want to come to Chicago. They don't want to go to Minnesota. Not again. I don't think you're getting a Super Bowl. Okay. You know what, Ryan? I just can't wait to have the Final Four here.
Yeah.
The Final Four. It's going to be awesome. All right, enjoy it once every 10 years.
Just drive down to Columbus.
Once every 10 years? No, the true Final Four.
Oh, okay.
Like the true, not
not
the old.
not like the okay.
Not like the regional.
Yeah, okay.
That you get here in
Yeah,
Cleveland.
yeah,
you
I see
get
what
the
you're saying.
regional from time to time.
I see
I'm
what you're
talking
saying.
about the real Final Four. You'll be joining a rotation of one of every 10 years.
Yeah.
What about the concerts? Rolling Stones is just fine. Rod Stewart and Billy Joel are coming. It's tonight over Progressive Field. Journey.
Really?
Def Leppard. Cheap Trick,
yeah,
baby.
30th. That's right.
I hope it doesn't rain
I'd
for
love
everybody
to
over
see
there.
that.
Hope it doesn't. Well, it could rain and all that. Hey, man, deal with it. I don't know what to tell you. I was at a concert Sunday night. Ryan, Sunday night, chef's kiss of a night. It was beautiful to be down there at Jacobs Pavilion for a little 311 action. It's just a bad day. You just picked a bad day. I don't know what to tell you. So, like, it only gets used 8. My tax dollars for 10 uses a year. Dude, nobody cares. They'll get their soccer friendlies there from time to time. Are you serious? Do you really think there's something out there you're really missing?
No,
I
clearly don't.
I don't either.
And even the
I don't
Super
either.
Bowl, I understand the influx of money that it brings into your city, but at the same time, one, you're not getting a piece of that personally, and two, do you think how many people you think that are actually Cleveland Browns fan and Clevelanders are going to be sitting there in the Super Bowl? It's people from across the
everybody,
country.
right? And the influx of the money and all that. I to my core, I don't feel like you're getting a Super Bowl. Those old
I
days.
could care less.
No, it's a factor, but people always go, you build a stadium, get a Super Bowl. It's not how the NFL works anymore.
I'm worried about going to a Super Bowl as a
That's
team.
true too, but
and
that's where I think now that they've started to move the draft around, that is your appeasement for non-Super Bowl cities. We know the Super Bowl cities. We ran through them before. All the Florida teams, the Texas teams, Arizona, the California teams, Vegas. That's it.
New Orleans.
New Orleans, too. I always forget about New Orleans and Atlanta. I always forget about those two. That's it. Everybody else, you get a draft. Everybody else, you get a draft. Because the NFL doesn't want to come here. They don't. They're fine coming here for a draft. Super Bowl week, when you have all these people here, they don't want to come to Cleveland. And you could take that personally as a shot against our city. I don't. I love our city. I love our town. People always come here. It's great. Super Bowl ain't played in June, man. It ain't played in June. You're going to have to deal with bad weather. They don't want to have to come here to get on the RTA, especially in Brook Park, to be downtown where all the 5-star hotels are. Could you imagine them getting on the red line?
I'm just imagining people walking out of the airport and like seeing the stadium at Brook Park, be like, "Where's everything else?
Where's everything else? Right? What's going on?" Could you imagine Goodell, Raj, just jumping on the red line that morning, walking downstairs down to Tower City? Hey, man, catch a movie. There's like McDonald's in there.
No, they didn't tell you it was BYOB. Bring your own food too.
Can't be. Beverages on the RTA. We've all done that before. Jump on the RTA, Raj. Go on down to Brook Park. There you go. That's how it goes. I don't see it. So again, I think with AB, I think that was really him answering a personal question. Maybe, I guess, pushing the company line, but I don't know. All right, we got these new kickoff rules. Everybody's freaking out about the NFL. We'll get to that coming up. We also have plenty more baseball as I'm keeping up, trying to see if there's any more tweets about things starting to get moving here. We're coming up at 10 o'clock Eastern, so I'm assuming teams are waking up, trying to get these moves done. So we have all that coming up with you this morning right here on Big Play. Tonight, got a little Enter the Jungle. James Rapine, I see everything going on with the Bengals. And, of course, Josh Maria Cribbs with the
They're
return.
actually not doing today because they're going live Thursday.
Oh, nice.
At the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. They're going to be down there. That's going to be awesome. Dude, wait a minute. Do we have football this Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Bears and Texans, I think.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
This is awesome, man.
We got to start the
have
drinking
football
game.
this week. Well, I usually only do that for the Browns. We can come up with one.
We got to make the rules, though.
Well, I'll tell you what. You want to do a practice one on Thursday? Because I can just show you. I can introduce you to what the drinking game is.
Wow, Matt. Have you ever been to the farm?
I saw it. Everybody's tweeting out that Haley Hawk Tua chick's coming.
What in the world is that?
Can I ask a question? I saw Lyman tweeted someone. I know Maria Flog just retweeted it too. So the farm, which is a restaurant, Haley Welch, who is the Hawk Tua chick, she's coming. What is she going to do?
Spit on that thing?
Is she going to sing? Is she just going to hang out at a park? Can I ask you another question? Right? And I'm going to ask you, you're going to have to put yourself in somebody else's shoes there. Did they not spell her name wrong? How is her name Haliey? Isn't the I supposed to be before the L? Haley? Am I wrong on that? Are you looking at the poster from the farm?
No, you're right, because in the comments they spelled it right, but on the poster it's wrong.
Okay, we're off to a great start. Why would you go? And I'm asking you, I'm trying to ask you knowing that you would not want to go. Yeah. Why would you want to go?
To tell people,
take a picture?
Know. Who knows?
Hey, man, I ain't knocking the hustle. Good for her. She's probably making good money doing that. Haley Welch. I guess we'll give him some free promo here. What day is it? Saturdays?
Saturday, August 3rd.
Oh, this Saturday. Come sing all your favorite country songs all night live with live music starting at 7 o'clock. And Haley Hawk Tua Welch.
I'm sending out the Kylian Mbappe meme. I will be there no matter what.
Haley Hawk Tua Welch.
That is a crazy name.
Not prime time, not the minister of defense, like all the cool nicknames you could have. It's Hawk Tua. How much money do you think she's made? What do you think her net worth is right now?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to think about it. It's maybe
Haley
sad.
Welch. Net worth. Yeah, they don't have her on here. It's probably too early. Because, again, she could just charge people for appearances. She could charge for posts and all that kind of stuff. Hey, man, good for them. I'm busy Saturday. I won't be there. What are they going to charge for cover? What would you pay to get in there? $20?
They'll probably do the 20
$50? What are you doing to go see Hawk Tua chick? What are you going to do? Just ask her to, shoot a video? Hey, hey, Haley, hey, can you send my buddy Ryan? Can you say, hey, Ryan, Hawk Tua? Thanks.
She should get
$10 a pop.
If she's not on Cameo yet, she's dropping a bag.
Oh, she's got to be sitting there at a table, and they're just walking up. $10, you want her to say Hawk Tua. $15 if you want her to shout out a friend. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. All right, well, shout out to him, I guess. There you go. And we got SummerSlam this week. She'll be in town with SummerSlam. What if she shows up at SummerSlam?
Should I reach out, get her on the show?
I'd talk to her. I would love to talk to her. If you can do that, you knock yourself out, buddy. If you got some back channels, talk to somebody at the farm. They got to know. We'll happily promote that. We already are. I'll talk to her. Sure, I have a lot of questions. For Haley Welch, the Hawk Tua chick. All right, well, that's coming up this weekend. Get ready for that. All right, let's catch a break. When we come back, we'll dive into the morning update. We'll see any more news on the baseball front with all the trades. We'll give the damn grid another run today. You want to flip over and do something else?
Well, the Browns are on one today.
Oh, okay. So we'll do the Browns today, coming up with that. So we get to the grid. Interesting time up.
What if we do this? Hear me out.
All right. Yeah.
If we get the football one right today and the basketball one right today, it counts for yesterday's.
Okay. I'll listen to that. I haven't looked at I never look at them beforehand.
I haven't either.
All right. So we'll see. All right. We'll see how it goes. All right. Stay with us. Fontana Show Hour 2 coming up.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. And you saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the Laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the Law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky
Padone's already over it. He's already trying to get a hold of Hawk to a chick.
She has a name, Matt.
Haley. What does she want to be called? Hawk to a chick?
No.
Or Haley?
So disrespectful.
I'm not.
That chick.
Why would we even be talking to her if it had not been for that? I'm not guaranteeing anything. And here's the thing. I'm sure everybody else is reaching out to her. I'm sure that every other outlet here in town are reaching out to her. So hopefully she reached out. Padone's on it. Welcome back. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. Home maybe of Hawk to a chick in Cleveland. I don't know. We'll find out. Follow us on Twitter X. That's going to lose us followers. At Matt Fontana Show, Twitter X. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're up on Twitch and Instagram for any and all that you need for all the following. Nothing yet on the Guardians. I keep an eye out. Not seeing anything, but we'll see how it goes. Ryan's got all the stories. Let's get to it.
Alrighty, Matt. Well, the Guardians win
Hawk
yesterday.
to it.
Another Tanner Bybee great game. They remain 5.5 games in the lead of the AL Central tonight. Afternoon game, 1:10 first pitch. Gavin Williams on the mound. He looks to get his first win, Matt.
Dominate today. The word of the day is dominate for the Cleveland Guardians. Tigers don't deserve to be on the field for you. We got to wait for the trade deadline coming up at 6 o'clock. And, we sent the clip out of us yesterday, and I said that this weekend series against the Phillies, I think, forced the Guardians to do something. Somebody came back, you beat a struggling team, and the Phillies are struggling right now. They got smoked by the Yankees yesterday. I get it, but it's still the message being sent. It's still that you are 5.5 games up in the AL Central. You are staring down the barrel of being the 2 seed, maybe even the 1 seed in the AL and getting a bye into the divisional round.
Facts.
Come on, man. Go do something. Get it going here. And again, these games, you took care of business. Sometimes those games are even more satisfying than like a bludgeoning or a game that game like, dude, you took care of your business. As long as you do that in baseball, if you won every game that you were supposed to, you'd be doing all right. Guardians supposed to win yesterday. They're supposed to win again today. We'll get to our odds coming up. I'm feeling the Guards minus a 1.5 again today, though.
Alrighty, well, the Guardians did wake up yesterday, correlating, I should say, to the trade deadline. They did get Lane Thomas, outfielder from the Nationals, Matt, in exchange for 3 prospects. Pitcher Alex Clemmie, Rafael Ramirez, and Jose Tena.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't give up much. Clemmie was the biggest one. He's only 19, so like a true prospect on that. You got a guy that has control for next year. He's not making a lot of money this year. He mashes left-handed hitting, and he's a right-handed bat. I mean, the Guardians, for the longest time, have just always been so left-handed dominant. And it's funny that I think about baseball, right? Ryan, you and I played forever. How many left-handed batters did you actually know, right? A handful. Everybody was a right-handed batter. Now, the other thing, everybody is a right-handed pitcher. So I think as parents probably grown up their kids and they're like, no, switch over to left, you need to be left. Now it's unbalanced the other way. Now, still, you very rarely find left-handed pitching. Maybe a couple guys in the bullpen, maybe a starter, and everybody's right-handed. So that's where right-handed bats can be in a premium a little bit. So the fact that you add another right-handed bat to go with your David Fry and other than that, is it all just switch hitters? Oh, no, Will Brennan. Is Will Brennan not right-handed? No, Freeman is. Tyler Freeman is.
Yeah, Brennan's a lefty.
Yeah, Tyler Freeman's right-handed, but he's lost his spot, in the in the lineup for right now. Yeah, I mean, to have a true right-handed bat, I think is nice. I'm not going to go over the moon. This was a nice little start, but I want another one for the Guardians. Time's ticking. They got till 6.
Alrighty, Matt. Well, we talked about this a little bit earlier today, but White Sox general manager Chris Getz expressed his disappointment in Garrett Crochet's camp, what he called tactics, as it's known. If he's going to pitch in the postseason for a team he gets traded to, well, he wants an extension, Matt. Hasn't been dealt yet. Obviously, he's the remaining gem in this. It's not class, you would say.
Yeah, you say trade class if you want. Yeah, sure. No trade class.
He's yet to be traded, Matt. If you had to give us a percentage that you think the Guardians land Crochet today.
5.
Ooh, that's low.
5. I mean, the thing is, the Guardians can compete with anybody on the prospects that they would give up. Do you just want to pull the trigger on it? They have enough and a strong enough farm system that you can make anything happen. Seriously. The question is, do you want to give them up? It's not about that you don't have what it takes. You have what it takes. Are you willing to pull the trigger? Are you willing to go all in for this season? And I hope the answer is yes. I want them to do that. But don't ever start with, well, we don't have enough. No, you have enough from a prospect standpoint. Because, Ryan, what inherently becomes the next comment? Well, are they going to pay him? And whether or not David Blitzer takes this team over or not, and the influx of money there, I almost want to say we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. They can't operate that way, though. But if you're Chris Antonetti and you go to the Dolans and get David Blitzer on the phone and you go, wink, wink, should we do this? And they give you any semblance of, yeah, we'll cross that bridge on the money. Then you go call them right now, you get it done. Now, from the White Sox standpoint, how do you keep him around?
Makes no sense.
Like, literally.
It literally
you
makes zero
are
sense.
Atrociously bad. But also, this guy just slapped you in the face. Here they are trying to make the right moves for the organization and get them out of the hellhole that they've been in. And this guy goes, flips him the bird. I'm not playing ball with you guys, and I'm not trying to go anywhere. That would be my thing. Why does Garrett Crochet want to keep pitching for the Chicago White Sox?
I don't think he does. He just.
So then why is he doing this?
Is he drunk? He's probably betting someone will give him an extension.
Well, but I mean, this is a trend. Whether it's dangerous or not, it's a trend in baseball. Look at all these guys that only come up for a year or two, and they're getting extensions. Bobby Witt, Julio Rodriguez, and all those other guys. He's probably feeling the same thing. Hey, man, I've done enough. Show me, give me the money. Right? When in reality, years ago, they'd be like, sit down and shut up. You'll hit arbitration. You'll be a free agent in a couple of years. Baseball is very broken from that standpoint. I think baseball is very broken.
Is that Rob's fault too?
No. I mean, he could fix it, but it's also just how it's been, so I don't blame him. I blame him for a lot of things, but I think baseball is very broken. And that's part of the reason that they have trouble cultivating young stars, because young stars aren't signed and beat. Now, they are now, but that's kind of against the norm. All these teams can play hardball. Go, hey, man, you still got arbitration. We're going to pay you peanuts. You ain't worth that. And guys are trying to break that trend or go against the grain, if you will. And that's a tough road to go. I understand Garrett Crochet's side of it 100%. I just think he is screwing this up really, really bad, especially for the White Sox. But that's just it.
All right, well, somebody that's not screwing up, Matt, that is the women's U.S. national team. Dude, they beat Japan in the opening round, 102-76, Matt. They are now 56-0 in the Olympics, and to 92, they're looking to get their 8th consecutive gold medal.
I mean, they are just like the men should be unstoppable. The thing about Japan, who, by the way, was the team that they beat in the gold medal match back in Tokyo, the tallest player on the Japan team was 6'1". The United States women's team have 6 players that are taller than that. Like, they out-rebounded. They doubled the rebounds of Japan. Team USA had 56 rebounds. Japan had 27. No player on the Japan team had more than 3. So, I mean, again, that's the game, and they use it to their advantage. No reason that these games should even be close. 20-plus points. Dude, they have Kelsey Plum coming off the bench for 11 minutes. Like, that's how stacked Team USA women's basketball is. And the same thing. Like, we're talking about, Jason Tatum didn't even play in this game. They have no reason. Now, the men have a I wouldn't say much harder, but they have a harder path. They're facing legitimate NBA PO. Everybody's freaking out. Is Team Canada playing this morning? I saw tweets about Team Canada. I think they're playing. Are they not? July 30th results. They beat Australia 93-83. They only beat Australia by 10. RJ Barrett had 24. Shai had 16. Dylan Brooks had 16. Josh Giddey led Team Australia with 19. Dante Exum, like that Dante Exum, had 15 off the bench for the Aussies. What else is going on today? Hey!
Sorry, I was looking at the Bengals' new state-of-the-art locker room.
Was there some at a fridge or something that was going on with that or something?
Isn't that supposed to be Jamar's money?
No, it's different. All money's not the same. I won my fencing bet. Remember when I jokingly placed that fencing bet on that Team USA, America? The lady was like the second best odds. I won $12.
Maybe you should stick to fencing.
Maybe that's it. Today's men's basketball. Canada, Australia, France, and Japan are about to tip off, then Brazil and Germany. Soccer, the men's team's still in it. I thought we lost. I guess it's group play. Tennis, unfortunately, Coco Gauff lost. She's out. Rugby.
We don't have the most golds, but we have the most medals.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Well, Team USA women's rugby got smoked. They lost. They're out. Fencing today. Women's team Epi, gold and bronze. Women's team final artistic gymnastics is today. We get judo, men's air pistol, done. Surfing, both men's and women's gold and bronze medal. Today, men's 4x200 freestyle relay. The men's 800 freestyle. Oh, table tennis already is done.
Dude, I was watching it this morning.
Were you? The doubles? Mm-hmm. Men's doubles? Done. That's what's on the docket for today. I'm waiting for the wrestling to get going. Big wrestling fan, so there's quite a few opportunities for men and women for gold medals there. So that's it for today. I kind of like I like how the timing worked out. You know what I mean? Like, they're 6 hours ahead of us. So the trade deadline would be over, by the way, if you're in France. Or close to it.
False.
They'd be close. They're 6 hours ahead of us. So, like, you can wake up and watch, what's going on. And then I just, watch. I watched the women's volleyball. We fell to China, but it was a hell of a match. And I guess we're still, looking pretty good to advance out of the pool play there. But I like it because you can watch it live in the morning, and then you can get any replays of what you missed. What's the craziest event at the Summer Olympics for you? Is it the canoeing on that, they have to make the rapids for them to go down.
like-
You ever see that crap?
Like the like extreme kayaking.
Yeah.
That's
that.
new, I think.
Yeah. They got to go down, and it's like how you create that
Or
is insane to
breakdancing?
me. Well, breakdancing's new, but I don't think that's crazy.
I would break my neck.
There's no way I could do it. But I'm just saying, like the slalom, I think is what it's called for the canoeing, is just nuts to me. Like how you create that thing, and of course everybody's freaking out about the poop in the water. They spent $1.5 billion to clean that river up, and they're still not good enough.
Speaking of poop, there was a flight that had to make an emergency landing to Cleveland, I think either last night or a couple nights ago, because somebody shit themselves all over the aisle in their chair. And apparently the crew, it smelled so bad. The crew was vomiting.
Yeah. Was it like an elderly person or something?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, it's either that or somebody that just got hammered drunk. Which, again, why you get drunk at an airport bar at
fun.
$15? I love an airport beer, especially when you're leaving on a trip. It's one of the greatest cocktails / beer that you'll ever have. Is when you get to the airport, you're about an hour out from your flight, pour me a Bloody Mary, and then you get on the plane. Yeah, I'll have a Bloody Mary, this or that. But to just get hammered on the plane is not something I've ever wanted to do.
If you took a shit on a plane, would you try and hide it for the rest of the night, the flight? Or would you be like, I just shit myself?
At that point, I'm hoping I would have my faculties enough to get to the bathroom.
Squish on your butt the whole night.
Well, then you just look around. What are you trying to do? You're trying to hope that people don't know it's you.
How itchy that would be.
Well, the thing is, you just got to fake like you're asleep. If that happens, you have only one way to go, and that is fake like you've passed out. Now, the problem is they're going to call over the flight attendants, and they're going to try to wake you up. You just got to go into the bathroom and hide out, because every plane has 2 bathrooms. What you got to do?
In the bathroom for 2 hours?
I'm sorry. That's what you got to do. And eventually they're going to tell you got to get out because you can't be in there when you descend. That's just bad. Everybody on the flight just looking at you.
Oh, I couldn't imagine that smell.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And I've had smelly people on flights, man. Not poop smelly, but like BO smelly.
Yeah, it's bad.
We came back from Italy. That's an 8-hour flight. Ugh. And the dude sitting next to me, I think he was the air marshal. This guy, I think he also might have been a psychopath. You want to know why? 8-hour flight. Ryan, do you know what he got on the plane with? A newspaper. That's it.
Yeah, he's a cop.
I had to have been a cop.
Yeah, it's a cop.
Then, when they brought the meals around, he started bitching at them to get a second meal.
Yeah, he
had to have been the cop. Had to have been the cop. And, bro, he had a suit on. So he had a wool suit. He didn't take his jacket off.
Yeah, he had a gun in there.
The smell, his BO was just like, oh, my God. Terrible. And we've flown with the kids. Well, with the kid. We took our son when he was a little over 1. We took him down to South Carolina. He did fine on that flight. You know, he was quiet. We passed out little goodie bags for people. But the smell on the plane is just, by the way, you see Southwest is getting rid of the one thing that made Southwest good?
Yeah, what is that? Like you pick your seat?
Pick your seat. They're getting rid of it. What they want to make their money. They want to jack their prices. Oh, you want an aisle seat? You want a window seat? Just bad. I don't even actually, it's weird. Do you know when your next flight is going to be?
No.
I do. We're going to go to Florida early next year.
Okay.
That's it. My wife's going to Vegas coming up. I'm not going. We're going to, as far as a family trip, that's going to be the next one. Because we discussed for about 2 seconds driving, and I was like, over my dead body.
Yeah.
I would rather suffer on a short flight than suffer on a long road trip. So it's pain in the ass. Pain in the ass. But yeah, flying with the smell and just no good. Speaking of no good.
I always do that. I never put up the thing first.
That's us right there on Twitter X. Follow at Matt Fontana Show. All right, we will make the concession. If we get the NFL one today, and if we do basketball, we want to do baseball or basketball? Let's get this one and then figure out where we're at. All right? You know how the grid works. It's kicked our ass a lot of days. We're trying to get you another giveaway. Go.
Jarvis Landry.
Yep. Austin Hoopa. Hoopa!
Scared the shit out of me.
Sorry. It's city hands, Mr. Hoopa.
Is there an easy one?
I think I have an easy one.
Oh, okay. I guess Colt McCoy.
Yeah, I would be right.
Is that what you're going to say?
That's it. Now, yeah, he doesn't work for anything else. What does it matter? All right. Dolphins 3,000-yard pass. Oh, just go Jalen Ramsey there if you want. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I always say that. Like
it was the Rams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that paused for a second. I was like, God. Okay. All right, I just want to kind of finish it out here. Rams Falcons. Rams Falcons. Interesting one. No quarterbacks come instantly to mind. I don't think any receivers. Running backs.
Oh, Todd Gurley.
Oh, yeah, good call. You're right. Good call. That's right. Well done. No running backs. So rude. All right, Rams Cardinals.
Kurt Warner.
Yeah, look at you go, Ryan. Well done. Now, the problem is, can you come up with a quarterback that's thrown for 3,000 yards in a season for the Cardinals?
I'm assuming Carson Palmer.
Palmer's got to be the answer. You know, Tua.
Hawk Tua.
Got to be Matt Schaub.
Just going to do Matt Ryan.
Oh, Matt Ryan. Duh. Such an idiot. And, all right. Nice, easy layup for us today. All right.
Wow. Well, good thing because we needed 2.
We need 2. So that's 1 in a minute 50.
All right.
What do you want? Hey, wait. Do you want to look at them first and decide, or do you just want to pick and go into it? I feel better about basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. Sweet talk. Speaking of basketball, by the way, I joined Danny and Nick last night for Locked On Cavs. Danny hosts that show. It's been actually, I didn't want to get into it because it really doesn't matter, but it was a year ago Sunday. I left. And here we are today. We're doing great. So happy to be here, but I haven't done a show with Danny and Nick in a year. So that's we did that for Locked On Cavs. Go check it out. Danny retweeted. I retweeted it. It'll be a lot of fun. All right. Go.
All right. Bulls, Wolves. Is that Zach LaVine?
Yes.
Right?
Correct. Okay.
DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan. Correct.
Michael Jordan.
All right.
Look at us.
All right. I'm just gonna rip some Wiggins. There you go.
I'm low key hot.
You're hot right now. I'm gonna let you cook over there.
Is that? No.
That's not Bogut. I don't know why I thought Kevon Looney worked there for a second.
I was gonna think him or
there's a forward.
Festus Ezeli. I don't know if he was on the Spurs though.
It sounds right, but I don't know.
Oh no.
Now I can't get Festus Ezeli out of my head. Does that not work? I think it might. I don't know. All right.
Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
5,000 career assists for the Timberwolves.
It's got to actually be. No, Garnett. I was going to say Garnett. No, that's like a longevity thing. Probably Mike Conley. Did he play in Minnesota?
Yeah. Right? Yeah, he did.
Are you sure?
I think he's there right now.
Is that where he is?
I think. I was going to pull out the crazy pool. I was going to say AK-47.
Kirilenko. No. You're thinking of him with the Jazz. Did he ever play for the Timberwolves?
I don't know. I thought he was Timberwolves. Mike Conley has to work.
Are you sure Mike Conley works? All right, rip it. I don't have better apps.
I know he was on the Wolves at one point, right?
Okay, so that's all you need. Yeah, okay. I get them and Memphis confused because I think he was. Okay.
5,000
Tony
assists.
Parker.
Yeah.
Does John Wall have 5,000 assists?
He has to.
You think so?
I mean, he has to.
Okay, I can't think anybody else.
Right. I mean,
unless you go back to the Bullets, and I'm trying to think of legacy really Gilbert Arenas.
Agent Zero. I mean, does Bradley Beal? Probably not.
I mean, I would assume it's John Wall. I would assume. Right?
I would assume he has 5,000.
All right, just go with John Wall then. If that's wrong, that's we accept. Okay, all right, we're good.
All right, come on.
All right, Spurs.
Harrison Barnes, no. I don't think he played for Spurs. Andre Iguodala was never there.
No.
Maurice Spates. Oh,
You got it?
no. Did Jarrett Jack play for the Spurs? Maybe not.
That's a deep cut.
Maurice
I kind of
Spates?
like it.
Or Maurice Spates?
No, no, I don't think Sean Marion. He was with the Suns. I don't know if he.
Matt Bonner? I don't know if he ever played for Golden State.
What about Matt Barnes?
I don't know if he was he on the Spurs? I remember on.
I feel more confident he was on the Spurs than he was on the Warriors.
I don't know. I just remember him on the Clippers.
Oh, maybe that's what's screwing me up. Maybe that's right. I don't know, man. I think Matt Barnes might work though.
All right, well,
Hold off. We got time.
I feel like a legacy player we're missing.
Baron Davis. Does that count as a legacy player for the
Did
Warriors?
Ramon Sessions ever play for the Spurs?
Yes, I think so. That's my new leader in the clubhouse. If we can't come up with something better, I like Ramon Sessions. I'm between Matt Barnes and Ramon Sessions. Those are my two favorites thus far. Delonte West?
Kenneth Faried, I don't think he's on Golden State.
Again, that sounds right to me.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Oh.
What?
Or did Chris Paul just get traded to the Spurs
He
this year?
just got to the
Damn it.
Spurs. Just got to the Spurs. Just got there.
Dante DiVincenzo, no.
No. I don't know. David Robinson didn't play anywhere else, right?
Tony Allen? Did he play for the Warriors?
That's a good pull, too.
Jamal Crawford, he's been in a lot of places.
Oh, I didn't know he's a minority. I didn't know David Robinson was in a minority owner of the Spurs. Good for him. Yeah, he only ever played there. There's a big man that I'm missing in that.
You think so?
Yeah. Like, again, Festus Ezeli is close.
Who was Tiago Splitter?
That's a good pull. That's a good pull.
I want to say Jarrett Jack played for the Spurs. I don't know, though.
I mean, I could... Tiago Splitter. So he would not have worked, by the way. He only ever played for the Spurs. Spurs, Hawks, 76ers.
Ramon Sessions.
All right, which of those ones? Matt Barnes. Did we say Thabo Cephalosha? No, we were talking about Festus Ezeli.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about. I think listen.
Sessions? Or Jarrett Jack? Or Baron Davis? Did Baron Davis play for the Spurs?
I don't like Baron Davis on that one. I might have to go Jarrett Jack on you. I like your Jarrett Jack pull.
You like Jarrett Jack more than Ramon Sessions?
No, I don't. It's one of those two. And who knows? They might both work. Rip Jarrett Jack. Do it. Do
I
it.
almost
Do
feel
it.
more
Nope.
comfortable
Nope. Nope. Jarrett Jack. Do it. Do it. Do it.
David West was the most popular.
Damn it.
I wonder if Ramon worked. Let's see.
Go back. Click on it.
Dang it. Richard Jefferson. Marco Bellinelli.
That's a good pull. Sessions obviously wouldn't have worked either, right?
Michael Green. Steven Jackson. I don't see Ramon Sessions.
Damn it.
Well, that makes me feel better that it wouldn't have worked. Oh, well.
Ramon Sessions actually never played for either of those teams.
He didn't play for the Golden State? No. Oh, I must have been tripping.
No, you talked me into it. I believed it.
I wish the Guardians were in baseball.
I believe. Did Delonte? No, he obviously ran through that. Delonte didn't work either. It's Guardians are in baseball?
No, I wish they were.
Oh, no. That's all right. All right, we tried to get another giveaway going, and even that screws up for us. All right, let's catch our final break of the morning. We come back. We'll dive into timeout. We'll get our bets going for the Guardians at 1 o'clock today. I love the afternoon special there for you. And we'll see if anything happens on the trade front and our bracket of the week for the best wing flavor. We still got 2 openings for that, right?
Yes, I believe so.
So, again, You can jump on YouTube, comment there, send us a tweet if you can. We need two more wing flavors. And like we have barbecue, we have teriyaki, but your favorite wing flavor. We need 2 more spots for that. It's all that coming up. Fontana Show right here in Big Play. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky
All right, let's jump into it. A little bit of time hop. Yesterday, Guardians acquired Lane Thomas. He's on the roster. Will Brennan sent down to AAA. Ooh, tough go there for chill Will. That sucks, man. I actually thought he was playing well for a good chunk of the season, but it's go time. We got to go, and I need another trade from them today. We'll see what happens with the Guardians. But we look back and including some trades from them in the past. We had them back. We call it Time Up, 30th of July. What happened this day? Let me tell you, including 4 years ago today. I don't want to say in the height of the pandemic.
Real quick, Lane Thomas batting second today, starting in right field.
Nice. Let's go. Got to put him in our parlay today. Right? Right?
Yeah, got to.
Is he already up? All right, let me do time up. I'll get to that in a second. Stand by. All right, 4 years ago today, you lived through the pandemic, as I did. What would you say was the height of the pandemic? Because I actually think it was like June, July of 2020. You know what I mean? Like when it first started, you know what? May sucked ass. May was really bad because it was new enough that nobody knew anything and everybody, I don't know. Because this day, 2020, the SEC announced that they're going to play a conference-only 10-game football schedule to try to get some football in the fall. And I sent a tweet out that day. I go, are we even going to get football this fall? And Ohio State, remember Justin Fields really championing that cause of getting football in? You didn't play the Michigan game? You know, had your conference championship, all that kind of crap. The fact that we got any football. And also at the NFL, they kind of took the right stance. They were like, we are playing these games. You do what you need to do at the facility to keep people safe. If you got a quarterback we'll play a game on a Tuesday like we had to. But they took the stance. We're going to play these games come hell or high water, and they did. So the SEC this day 2020 announced they would play a conference-only 10-game schedule. Speaking of big trades, this day 2011, Indians get Ubaldo Jimenez. They send Drew Pomeranz and Alex White and Matt McBride to the Rockies to get Ubaldo in. He didn't really pay off in 2011, but that trade kind of paid off in, was it 2013 when we made the playoffs when he was here?
The wild card?
Yeah, the wild card. Danny Salazar having to start that game against the Rays. Remember that? That's crazy, man. But, that was a trade. You gave up top prospects to go get the best pitching. Can they do that again 13 years later? We'll find out. Speaking of one of the best, this day 2003, NHL draft. Sid the Kid goes number 1. Sidney Crosby goes to... It's kind of shocking he's still playing.
An all right career.
I'd say so. 2003. Am I off? Wait a minute here. No. What the hell? What year was Sidney Crosby?
Sure wasn't like 2013.
It might have been. He's only 36. It had to.
Yeah.
05. I'm sorry. 05
Still
was the draft. 2005. Make sure it was this day. Yeah, it was this day. Sorry, 2005. I was off. Hang on, stand by. I just saw it this morning, so I was a little off on adding it. All right, Sidney Crosby goes number 1. Bobby Ryan 2. Jack Johnson, back with the Blue Jackets, goes 3. Carey Price in the first round. But, yeah, I would say he's turned in an all right career there. This day, 1996, Sublime releases their self-titled album, What I Got, Santeria, Wrong Way, and Doing Time. All off that. It always makes me think of... is it Dave Mirra's BMX or Tony Hawk Pro Skater? One of them had What I Got. No, it's Dave Mirra. It's Dave Mirra BMX. The video game had What I Got on it. And just riding around doing great. I've seen Sublime, obviously not with Bradley Noel because he passed away.
What's the best skateboarding game of all time?
Tony Hawk. Is there another answer?
Right, but so mine is Tony Hawk's American Wasteland.
Oh, well, I'm old enough that I would say Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Would be it. I mean, it's just like such a niche thing. Like, I know there's Skate, like all those other ones, but dude, Tony Hawk was so much fun. Dave Mirra BMX was awesome too. Good times, man. But Sublime, this day 1996. This day 1976, Bruce Jenner set the world record in the decathlon. If you had to do the decathlon, which event do you think you'd do the best in?
Definitely not swimming.
I don't think that's in it. That's not in the decathlon.
Oh, what is the decathlon?
All right, the decathlon is
how's there not swimming?
Because it's only track and field.
Oh.
100-meter dash, long jump, shot put, high jump, the 400 meters is day 1. Day 2, 110 hurdles, discus, pole vault, javelin, 1,500 meters.
None of the above.
There's one. You got to do one that you think
Shot
you'd be the
put.
best at. Shot put. I'd probably say the javelin. I think that'd be pretty cool. But again, just in the first day, you have to do the 100-meter dash, long jump, shot put, high jump, 400-meter. Day 2, 100-meter hurdles, discus, pole vault, javelin, 1,500 meters. Isn't that the mile? Oh, it's 1.5 kilometers, 15/16 of a mile on the 1,500 meters. So there you go. We head on back to this day, 1975. Jimmy Hoffa disappeared. There's all these guys that come out now like, I was there. We burned him in a field. Put him in a car, set it on fire in a field.
People say you got put in a car and it was like crushed.
Yeah, that he was buried at the 10-yard line of MetLife Stadium now or whatever. I've asked this question before. If you could have one thing solved for you, like if you could get into a time machine and they say, we'll take you back to any place at any time, what event would you want the real answer to? Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance, JFK. I've got a weird one. Did you watch Making a Murder on Netflix? Stephen Avery?
No, but I know it was a huge thing.
That might be it for me. That's JonBenet Ramsey. You ever watch those documentaries? I think the brother did.
That's a good question. I don't know what I would
If you can get the true answer to any conspiracy theory, or not even conspiracy theory, like, again, what actually happened? Which is it? It's all coming out now about the Trump thing. They saw that kid 90 minutes before he actually took the shot. What the hell were they doing?
Probably, I'm not saying it wasn't real, but 9/11. Like if I could know for sure, because you know how it's an inside job. People say.
Well, how the towers fell and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't subscribe to that, but sure.
That's why I made sure to say that.
I get it. I get where you're coming from. This day, 1948, the Indians beat the Red Sox 8-7 for their 25th win in a single month. That set a club record. So even if they played every day in July, at worst they went 25-6 in the month of July. It's pretty impressive. You know Jaws, and I love Jaws. Quint gave the Indianapolis speech. It was torpedoed this day, 1945. There are historical inaccuracies in Robert Shaw's speech in Jaws about it, and one of them was the date that it was torpedoed this day, 1945, coming back after delivering the bomb. Very happy birthday goes out to Bud Selig, Terry Crews, Hope Solo, Christopher Nolan, your guy, Lawrence Fishburne, Lisa Kudrow, Henry Ford, and Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger. When you think of Arnold, what's the first movie you think of? Predator. Terminator, Predator, Jingle All the Way. It's probably it. You ever watch that documentary Pumpin' Iron? Dude, the amount of steroids, it's free. You can go watch it on like YouTube and stuff. The amount of freaking steroids that he was on was insane. Oh, Total Recall. You ever see that? No. Not the remake with Colin Farrell. That one sucked. The Governor of California, man. Can you believe that? Insane. Arnold Schwarzenegger filmography. Conan the Barbarian, Terminator, Commando, Predator, Running Man, Twins, Total Recall, Kindergarten Cop, Terminator 2, Last Action Hero, True Lies, great flick, Eraser, Jingle All the Way, Batman and Robin, Expendables. And that's pretty much it. Kind of slowed down there a little bit as it goes on there for the Governor. All right, couple of movies to get to. Actually, 5. Ready to go for today? All right, here we go. They are all movies. They all start with movies today. We'll go back to this day, 2004. 20 years ago today.
Zoolander.
No, good guess. The Zoolander was earlier than that, was it not?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't want to lay it up for you, but two friends go on an adventure to
Dumb and Dumber?
No. A Buddy Stoner comedy.
Pineapple Express?
No, good pull, though, but no. Two buddies go on a journey to help their appetite.
Oh my gosh. They go to White Castle.
Yeah, that's right. Cal Penn is one, yeah.
And Harold.
Harold and
Kumar
go to White Castle, which is correct. White Castle's fine. Where's the nearest White Castle to us, by the way?
Ew.
You don't like White Castle?
Slop.
It's not as bad as Skyline. Then there is the nearest White Castle. You're gonna have to go down to Columbus.
Yeah,
it's all over Detroit. They're all over Detroit. We got nothing, man. We have to go down to Columbus. That's crazy. That sucks. But yes, Harold and Kumar go to White Castle this day, 2004. All right, next up, 2 films that debuted both in 1999 on this day. We'll start with the first one here. A found footage film.
Oh God. The which one? Why can't I think of the name?
You're getting there. You're close. You're close.
Oh my God.
Do you want me to give it to you? I mean, you got it. You know what it is, but...
But no. Why can't... Oh, it's going to kill me.
I sit here all day. Well, at least for the next 17 minutes.
Why can't I think of the name?
I'm so scared.
I guess I
don't think that really helps you, but... You give up?
Give me a hint.
Blair Witch Project. Blair Witch. You had the witch. You knew what it was. You just couldn't think of Blair Witch. Craziest thing, right? The film had a limited release on July 14th before expanding wider this day in 1999. The film production started with principal photography in Maryland for 8 days. They shot 20 hours of footage, which was edited down to 82 minutes. Shot on an original budget of $35,000 to $60,000. A final cost of anywhere between $200,000 and $750,000 after post-production edits. It was bought by Artisan Entertainment, distribution rights for $1.1 million. Ryan, it made $250 million in the box office on a found footage of film students set out to produce a documentary about the mythical Blair Witch. And obviously, I remember when that movie came out and people actually thought it was real. Same thing with Paranormal Activity. I love Paranormal Activity. I think that is such a creepy, good horror movie. But again, you can't really you can't deny Blair Witch Project, man. That was I don't even know anybody that was in. Again, nobody did that movie, right? Heather Donahue, Michael Williams, and Josh Leonard. Nothing. They made this movie, and look at them today with the Blair Witch Project. Then they try to they tried to make sequels of that. How do you recreate that, man? There's no way. But they say that the film is credited with reviving found footage technique that was later used in Paranormal Activity and Cloverfield. I've never actually seen Cloverfield.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I've heard good things, but Paranormal Activity is so good. All right, other film from this day, 1999. The movie revolves around cold feet. And if you would say that you get cold feet about something, it's usually related to a certain life event.
Like a wedding?
Yeah.
It's a wedding movie?
It's a wedding movie, yes.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
No. The story surrounds a reporter who undertakes to write a story about a woman who has habitually left a string of fiancés at the altar.
Black Widow?
No. That would be something different.
Oh.
No.
They killed him? I don't know.
That's what a Black Widow does.
Yeah.
Yes, that's not this.
I don't think I've ever heard of this.
Runaway Bride.
Oh, no.
Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, which again, they did Pretty Woman. This is their second one, so to speak, together in 1999. Maggie Carpenter is a spirited, attractive young woman who has a number of unsuccessful relationships and has left a trio of fiancés at the altar on their wedding day, earning local notoriety as the Runaway Bride. And then Richard Gere comes in to try to write a story about it.
Is he end up marrying her?
I've never seen the movie. I'm
sure
assuming
that's
so.
what
I'm
happens,
assuming that's how it goes, but you never know. All right, we go back to another horror film to a point that came out this day, 1972. This is a psychological thriller film. I want to give you the actors, but it might give it away.
Clockwork Orange?
No. Good pull, but no. I also think in 1972, which is a good call, but it's not that. Put it this way, an ensemble of cast. A critical and box office success, this film earned 3 Academy Awards. It's known...
Silence of the Lambs?
No, a little early for that. Four Atlanta businessmen decide to canoe down a river in the remote northern Georgia wilderness before they run into problems.
Mystic River?
No. It's not so much about the river, so to speak.
No, I didn't.
Nothing. John Voight, Burt Reynolds, Ned Beatty, and Ronnie Cox all star in this movie as the four friends that go down this river, and they run into a family. Deliverance. You ever heard of Deliverance?
No.
So the scene out of that movie that is like there's a brutal rape scene in that movie, and they run into so again they're just going down the river. They run into backwoods people, you know what I mean, and then they just have to fight them off and all that kind of stuff. They're tormenting them, and there's a pretty bad scene. There's a pretty bad scene in that movie, but it still is in the National Film Registry of the Library of Congress, and again won multiple Academy Awards. Deliverance, this day, 1976. Well, 72. We rounded out, Ryan. This day, 1966. This is a movie that was based off of a very popular television show of the 60s. Another ensemble cast including...
What year again?
66.
This was a movie in 66 that was based off a TV show?
The TV show, they made this movie based... So the television show was running, it was super popular, and they go, we're going to make a movie. We're going to make a movie based off this TV show.
The A-Team?
No. Kind of going down the right path here. A little bit. This is another very... A-Team, I think, was the 70s. So you're a little bit late for that. So in the 60s, uber popular television show. I don't want to just give this away to you, but... and it's the first one that the entire Rogue Gallery is involved in this. Who'd you say has a Rogue Gallery?
A Rogue Gallery?
Of villains.
Right, I was like the Suicide Squad?
No. Yeah, again, we're getting there.
Rogue Gallery.
We're getting there. We're taking some steps here.
So it has supervillains?
Yeah, all the villains. 4 main ones, but they're all in the TV show and they all show up for this movie.
4 villains.
I think you're overthinking this. We're getting there.
What do you mean? We're getting there.
I think you're overthinking it now.
So it's like a superhero show?
Yeah.
No, how early?
60s.
So like a Superman or something?
No.
Batman?
Thank you. Batman.
Oh.
You've never seen 1966 Batman with Adam West?
No.
What?
Why would I have seen that? Like
Frank Gorshin the Riddler, Cesar Romero as the Joker, freaking Burgess Meredith as the Penguin, and Lee Merriweather hot as Catwoman. They get on a submarine. They evaporate the UN Council.
I'm not ancient.
I'm bringing it in for you because my next hint was going to be it's in my basement. I have it. Going to be lay up there. 66 Batman. So you've never even seen the TV show, the 60s Batman.
No.
Do this for me. Go home. Find out if you have the television channel Heroes and Icons. There's a TV channel called Heroes and Icons.
Okay.
And all they play is old, like they play the A-Team. They play Bonanza. They play a whole bunch of stuff. On the weekends, I think at 10 o'clock, 9 or 10 o'clock, they play 2 episodes of 60s Batman, followed by Wonder Woman, Superman. They're all in there. And you get to, Adam West, right?
Yes.
He played Batman. So they did the show, and the show was obviously wildly popular. So they said, all right, let's make a movie. So they made the movie. They brought all the Rogue Gallery into it. Awesome. I love it. It's so, because that's the bang and pow and what, you know what I mean? Like when they fight and they beat each other up. The whole thing is the villains. There's like an important UN Council thing that's going on. And they kidnap a guy that has made a prototype dehydrator. So they would shoot the gun and you would turn into a pile of sand. And they're going to do that and hold them hostage for the money for all their schemes and things like that. Batman's got a foot. It's a lot of water. They're on the submarine. The bat boat is in it. I love it, man. It's so good. I'll bring it in for you. You got to watch it. Batman 66. Mike got it.
Sounds good.
Shark repellent bat spray, Ryan. You had to fight off a shark.
Not Killer Croc?
I would love if Killer Croc was in there. Killer Croc
Isn't this not an opportunity when Gotham's underwater to bring in Killer Croc?
Don't tempt me on that, man. I watched the trailer 4 times for the Penguin. I'm all jacked, buddy. I don't think Killer Croc was around yet. I want to say he made his debut in the 70s. No, I actually think 80s.
So we got to wait till Batman's older?
83. First appearance for Killer Croc was in Detective Comics 523 in 1983. He wasn't around. I love Killer Croc, man. He's so good.
What's his name again?
Waylon Jones.
Waylon Jones.
That's like if I had to go to Jeopardy and they said there's $1 million on the line, you need a category that you will just ace. Batman villains' real names. Yeah. Waylon Jones, Killer Croc.
We went through that, yeah.
I do most of them, which is great. Thomas Elliott, Hush, great villain. But I've already watched the Penguin trailer like 5 times. The most exciting, it picks up a week after the Batman. Like, we're right into this thing, man.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. Speaking of see how things go, bracket?
Well, we got to fill out.
All right, we got one more. Pull it up so I can show people.
2 more.
Oh, 2 more.
Yeah.
All right, we're asking everybody for your best wing flavors. Sorry, Ryan's going to have to pull this up and edit as it goes. So I want to see what we have already before I can give you another one to do. Sorry, Ryan's got to resize everything. All right, let me see that.
That's good enough.
All right, Group 1, buffalo, mango habanero, spicy garlic, Asian zing. Group 2, you're going to have to do, I can't read it. Garlic parm, honey barbecue.
Group 2 is barbecue, jerk, honey mustard, and then
Cajun. I do a little
And then
Cajun.
we need to fill out number 4. That was from an old bracket. It's Culver's.
Oh, Culver's and Shake Shack.
Yeah, we need to.
Okay, let me look here. Teriyaki is good. Erie Island Smoke you put in.
Yeah.
Man. Chicken wing flavors. I already Googled this.
Does plain count?
Who gets plain wings? What kind of psycho are you? All right, this is from wingaddicts.com. I didn't know this was a website.
They only give you 10 though, right?
Oh, you already looked through it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you already got the 10 off there. All right, there you go. Sriracha?
Is that one?
Fire? Do you just want to put fire?
Sure.
Put fire in there because I'm assuming that's just like a hot one. We should have done that for Tuesday. Ranch or blue cheese? You know where I stand on that thing. Blue cheese is disgusting. Oh, you know what? We've had that discussion, I think.
Yeah. And then one more.
Honey mustard?
It's already in there.
Oh, you already put it in there? Hang on. Buffalo Wild Wings flavors. Hang on. Here we go. My eyesight is just going to hell in a handbasket. Why do I did this yesterday. Why do I need to be 18 to look at this? Salt and vinegar, chipotle barbecue, buffalo, desert heat, Caribbean jerk, honey barbecue, medium, Parmesan garlic you got, honey mustard you got, hot, Thai curry, mango habanero, blazing. I don't know, man.
That's fire.
Fire, got it. I can't think of another one, man. I can't think about it. All right, you just want to hold off? We'll fill it out tomorrow.
Should we just do sriracha, I guess?
I just do sriracha. That's fine. That's fine. And again, it's like for a 4 seed that probably is going to have an uphill battle to try to make it anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. We'll set it out at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a file there. Get ready to go, and let's go for the guards. All right, get after it today. I always want to say Lane Staley. Lane Thomas in the lineup for today. Here's what I got. Guardians are a minus 145 money line favorite today over the Detroit Tigers. The over-under in this one is 8.5. That's kind of high. All right, let me get to the game here. Baseball. All right, Guardians. All right. On the season, Guardians averaging 4.5 runs per game, Detroit 4.25, so you might lean the over on that. Pitching matchup today. Gavin Williams, 0-2 in his last 3 starts, but he's had 9, 5, and 2 strikeouts in his last 3. So 16 over his last 3. I think I'm going to take him 4 strikeouts on a nice little easy one, and he's only given up 7 runs over his last 3 starts. Who the hell's pitching for them? Do we even know? I don't have it on this. Strikeouts. Tyler Holton. Another bullpen day for them. All right. Trends here. Under has hit 5 out of the Guardians' last 6 games. Obviously hit yesterday. 5-2 straight up in their last 6. But the under has hit 6 out of their last 7 games on the road. But the over has hit 4 out of their last 5 games up there on Comerica. Here's just for you, Ryan. Guardians are 9-1 straight up in their last 10 games on a Tuesday. And 5-0 in their last 5 games on a Tuesday when playing on the road.
There you have it.
Guardians. Over has hit Detroit's 8 out of their last 11 games, 6 out of their last 8 against the Guards, and 7 out of their last 10 at home. Detroit is only 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games on a Tuesday, 2-4 straight up their last 6 games on a Tuesday at home. We rock Tuesdays, they don't. What do you got here? Let's do Gavin Williams, 4 strikeouts. Guardians, do we do minus 2.5, buddy?
No.
All right, minus 1.5. To record a hit, Lane Thomas, 1. That only gets me up to plus 190, man. That can't be right. I don't like that. I might not do a parlay then. There's just no return on that investment. Plus 190. I could add Quan to get me to 260. Think he comes around?
He gets a hit.
Gets me to 260, buddy. Anything else? That's it, man. That's kind of crazy. Gavin Williams, do I just go 5 strikeouts for Gavin Williams?
Yeah, it works.
All right, hang on. Let me take Gavin out of this. Oh, I got to redo the whole thing.
Charles is rolling with guards minus 1.5.
Yeah, I like
Jose
that.
RBI.
Okay, I like that too.
Lane Thomas 2 bases.
I can do 2 total bases on Lane Thomas. You like
Plus
that?
436.
All right, I'll do 2 bases for Lane Thomas. All right, then what else did I say? Minus 1.5? 1.5. All right, I got Gavin 5 strikeouts, Lane Thomas 2 plus total bases, Guardians minus a 1.5. That gets me up to 375. So the only thing I'm missing is the RBI there. I'll put $5 on that. Let's roll. Done and done. Get it done today, Guardians. Coming up tonight, we have a little bit of Enter the Jungle. James Rapine and crew. Josh and Marie are going to be on Thursday live from the Hall of Fame, so keep tuned in for that. See what the Guardians do today. Car shot, final one. Yeah or nay? Make a splash.
Yeah,
I think they're going to do it too. All right, we'll join you tomorrow. Appreciate it so much. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.